want to welcome the entire universe out here for an edition of High Level Radio. Brandon is in the house tonight, and tonight we're going to have a lot of fun. We're definitely going to talk books. We're going to talk movies. We're going to talk a lot of different things that I feel like is impactful in this society and things like that. And the guest that I have tonight will definitely talk about her book that she has that's out right now. You can pick it up on Amazon once you guys get to know her. We're going to talk about just molding and shaping, because I feel like this, when it comes to books and reading, there's a lot of people that, everything is just so easy and simple now. I know all the iPads and the tablets and the Kindles and this, that, and the other, but it still is nothing sacred than reading a good book. And the author that we have tonight is definitely going to give y'all some insights on her book and just her thoughts about it. And I want to welcome my girl Hannah in the house on High Level Radio.
Hello.
My queen, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I want to thank you for calling into the show. I appreciate you taking the time out to come hang out with us. And like I said to start the show, you have a book that is out now on Amazon. Can you tell the listeners a little bit about what you have and what you got going on with the book and everything that came up into completing the book as well?
Yes, the book is called Ebony the Beloved. Again, Ebony the Beloved, because some people, they kind of mess up the title. Ebony the Beloved is available in paperback, and it's available on Kindle for 99 cents. Right now I'm currently doing a radio tour for the book, and I just pretty much see into the future with this book. I really see this book reaching very far heights. I'm just very diligent about it and very proud to be the creator of this book, and just keeping it going.
So without revealing a whole lot, because people definitely would have to check it out, of course, what's the basis of the book about? Or you can give us like a brief synopsis about what it is and what prompted you to author this book, Ebony the Beloved.
The book is about a young girl named Ebony, of course. She's 15 years old. She grows up in a very abusive two-parent household, and she has no friends. Nobody likes her. She's just all by herself, and she doesn't feel like a normal and average child. And she is the only person who shows her love and respect and give her and accepts her is this woman named Norma Lou, who never had children of her own, who's never been married. And Ebony begins to love herself because she is being guided and guarded by this woman. And, Ebony begins to feel good about herself for the first time. And then like down the road, she meets this guy named Desmond Waltz, world-renowned entertainer. He's like a powerhouse, very powerful figure, and he's very charismatic and very charming when he first meets her. So, of course, he's like that in person, but behind closed doors, he's very abusive, controlling, and manipulative, and he has a mother who's just as bad as he is, and basically Ebony's back to where she started, but in a worse situation. So when she finds herself cornered, then she takes so much that she can handle until she finally stands up for herself and she fights back. And eventually she finds her way out, and I'll leave it at that. What prompted me to write the book was I just love literature. I look up to authors such as Mary Monroe and Cameron Lawson Roby and Carl Weber, people like them. And just from reading those types of books and reading the God Don't Like Ugly series by Mary Monroe, that's kind of what prompted me to write a book like that, but I would say in a more raw and a more no-hold-barred sense.
Well, I've read a lot of reviews on it, and of course I purchased it day before yesterday, so it hasn't gotten to me yet. But once I get it, I definitely want to read it and do my own review. Anybody that can just search or Google Ebony the Beloved, you can be able to, either get people's reviews. But I definitely encourage people to go to Amazon.com and go ahead and purchase the book, be it if it's on Kindle or paperback. And I'm reading a lot of good reviews on this book as far as just, you capturing points in time, and a lot of women, not just black women, but a lot of women in general, about having low self-esteem and being in an abusive situation that they can't see themselves out of. Was that something that you kind of thought about when you finished the book and you kind of read through exactly your creativity, and you're like, you know what, I think I can probably reach a handful of people that probably experience the same thing?
Oh, absolutely. It does, like you mentioned, it has a universal message behind it. It's the kind of message that many people can relate to, regardless of their background, and, no matter where they're from or who they are, they've been abused, and that is something that they can relate to. So the motive is to be a voice for people who have been abused domestically or sexually, however they were abused. I just want to be the voice for those people, give them the courage and the inspiration to, perhaps write a book about their experiences or just talk about their experiences.
Mm-hmm. When you write and when you put a lot of things together and you look at how easily, I don't want to say manipulated because that's too loose of a word, but easily influenced on the easy things. And when I say this, I'm talking about other people, be it if they're caught up in so much of the technology, everything is right in front of them, fast and furious. And the encouragement that not just me, myself, but I'm pretty sure you as well, encourage people of all ages, just pick up a book and read. I mean, to me, I think that's the best kind of place you can be, is when you're in a place of solitude, just really invested in a really good book. Do you agree?
I really do.
I think it's important. I think it's important, Hannah, for all of us to really embrace it. I mean, of course, if you haven't picked up a book, people out there, and I think the first thing you should do is spend some time and just go to Amazon and go buy this book. Once you get it, you know what I'm saying, just spend that time to just really be invested, because, I'm a book reader. I love books. There's a lot of books that I really just, embrace, and, and it leaves me with lasting memories. So with that being said, how do you feel about just everything that's involved, the kids, being easily influenced to be able to just pick up, something real quick, or I'll just read a book online. But you still, like you said, you feel that, it's important for people to just have that point in time with themselves, right? And read.
Definitely. This book is what I consider, it's a fiction book, but I do consider it as a self-guide book in a sense, for anybody that is feeling down in the dumps and they just don't feel like they can overcome what they're going through, whether it's in a bad relationship or if it's with friends or through family members. This is the kind of book that I feel that would inspire somebody to read and even probably want to write.
Amen to that.
Yeah, because I have people come up to me sometimes and be like, well, how do you, what is the process, and, how to write a book, how to get published, what prompted you, is this based on your life? So, I'm just glad to be able to inspire people to, to want to read more, even if they don't read books a lot, but just to turn a non-reader into a reader, which I have done a few times. It's an honor.
And it's an honor for you to be able to put this out there for the people, because, that shows a level of creativity as well. When you take the time to put something together that's really heartfelt and something that I feel like a lot of people out there can be able to, vibe to and be invested in as far as the outcome of the book. And I'm looking forward to getting it, just so I can just be able to call you back one day and just look, this is what I love top to bottom, and this is what, I probably have heard someone else that I know that went through certain things. But you put something on the top of your book was really crucial to me as far as a question. You put up there, how far will she go to finally be happy? And when you talk about not just your book, Ebony the Beloved, but in life in general, especially for our women out there. What is your thoughts on just the women's aspect of finally being happy? Does it start from within? Because there's so many women out there that's more of an, I guess you could say, an outside in type of woman, or type of women in some certain cases, because it just seems like they're looking for more validity instead of finding their own self-love. What do you think about just when will she be happy, meaning, any female? What is it going to take? Your thoughts?
Yeah, like you said, I mean, happiness really starts from the inside, because on the outside, I mean, that's just the outside fades. So whether if you're ugly on the inside, then it's going to show on the outside, and it makes you look ugly on the outside. But if your outer appearance if you're not happy with your outer appearance, but if you're happy on the inside, and you may not be the most physically attractive person, but if you're beautiful on the inside, then it will show. So, like, there are a lot of women out there who are very attractive on the outside, but they feel like crap on the inside. And one of the most gorgeous women who they seek validity either through numerous sex partners.
Right.
Just by bringing down others to feel good about themselves, and just low self-esteem. I think this would be something that even they can take away from.
Mm-hmm.
Not just the women who are feeling ugly on the inside and who aren't treating people badly, but I think it'll work for both sides, for people who are out to bring down others, as well as the ones who aren't out to bring down others. So I think it's the kind of book that many people can relate to, in all the different walks of life and different aspects.
What do you feel when it comes to the guys that's out there, and we pay attention to the ladies that has very low self-esteem? What can we do to be able to help these ladies, trying to not just gain that self-esteem, but just, let them know, like, hey, you don't have to spread your legs every time, or you don't have to, be or act a certain way. Like, start really feeling yourself first and finding out who you are and what you want to do with yourself. What can we as men do to be able to help our women out in general?
Just by uplifting their self-esteem. I mean, you just hit the nail on the head, just by telling them that they don't have to, degrade themselves to uplift their spirit, to uplift their self-esteem, by not, calling them out their names, and telling them that they are beautiful, to make them feel beautiful. You could do something nice for them without sleeping with them.
Mm-hmm. Hannah's our guest on High Level Radio, and of course, the book, Ebony the Beloved, is available. Amazon.com. Search it, get it, purchase it right now. I'm telling you, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, there's been so many positive reviews as far as, like I said earlier, as far as, what you've accomplished with this book, and I got to commend you before I even read it, because, like I said, it takes a lot of work and a lot of dedication to actually do what you're doing as far as putting this together for the people. And, what made you decide one day, I think I'm going to be an author today? I mean, was it always in you to do, or was this, was it just came to you in a flash or something like that?
I believe the writing thing was always in me. I started a journal about 4 years ago. I think it was always in me. It just took me years to discover it. I think I was always a writer. It took me a while to actually to act on it, because years ago I considered writing a book. I'm like, well, what can me writing a book, that's impossible. Mm-hmm. So, I would say about 3 years ago, when I was trying to figure out what my niche was, and I was in college, and I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I already had an associate's degree in business administration, and I was majoring in criminal justice, and I was like, this is not for me. I got sick of school. I didn't want to work for anybody, and boom, I said, I want to write a book. That's how this book became. It came into fruition. I started writing this book, and just based off some of my experiences, I bought a composition notebook. I was so inspired So I began doing some research on being an author, and I went to Walgreens, I bought a composition notebook, I just started writing. And then I put on the computer, and I went a total new direction with this book. And it took me 5 months to write it, and I got it published 6 months later. And it was published, I found a publisher for it 6 months later, but it wasn't published until July of last year.
Mm-hmm.
It's been out for over a year now, and I'm just proud of it, very proud.
And it seems from, again, and I'm going to say this probably all night tonight, from the reviews that I've read, and it's all positive, and it's just a beautiful look to be able to see this woman, just really put her dedications into this live and direct where people can be able to get it. It just seemed like this was a niche that was made for you to be able to accomplish it. And I got a listener out there listening, and he wanted to know, is this an adult book, or is it suitable for the younger readers out there?
Well, it is for adult audiences. I would say at least 17 and up.
Okay.
So it's not suitable for children.
Okay. But I'm pretty sure you'll probably do a kid's book one of these days, right? You'll start working on that?
Way down the road. Way down the road.
Because, it's nothing better than, if you can be able to get a nice children's book. I mean, when you say way down the road, I hope it's not too long, right?
Hopefully not, because I have so many, other book ideas in my head. But I'll get to that point eventually.
There you go.
Hopefully it won't be too long from now. But.
There you go. And to me, I think that's especially with the way that the book is structured and just, little things about it. It kind of seems like, it's good to be able to hit those teen years for this generation to be able to kind of capture that. If all teenagers, to me, I think should pick up a book and read anyways. Just reading about certain things and just being invested in and just getting to know a character, fiction or nonfiction, biography type, to just kind of embrace themselves in the book in general. So it's good. I'm glad you're reaching that type of demographic, because it just seems like nowadays our kids are so, I'm trying to find a word for it, but it's it's just hard for them to grow up nowadays versus when we were growing up. So it just feels like they have the pressure, the weight of the world, whatever they feel like they're going through, and I know it's different than how we used to. So I commend you for reaching the mid to late teens and beyond for something like this, as far as just looking at themselves in the mirror if it really happened to you, or appreciate exactly what it is about a person that you would like to love.
Yeah.
I think that's important. And beforehand, a lot of people have been asking me about websites. Do you have a website that you can go to? I'm already connected to you via social media, so you could give all your new listeners, people that's just tuning in, or people that's just like, okay, let me get to know this young lady a little bit more and grab her book. What's your website, social media information for the listeners?
People can find me on Twitter at Boss Lady Writer, like when you write something, Boss Lady Writer. People can also connect with me on Facebook, my fan page, which is Hannah Dorothy Spivey. Again, Hannah Dorothy Spivey, Spivey. I'm steadily updating my fan page and my Twitter. You can also connect with me personally on Facebook at Hannah Boss Lady Writer Spivey. Again, Hannah Boss Lady Writer Spivey. And Twitter, which is my most favorite, is Boss Lady Writer.
Okay. This one you just came out with, and you heard me mention a little bit about children's books, but do you have any more plans as far as putting another book together, or you're investing all your promotional time to just make sure you see this through until you get that inspiration to start penning another good masterpiece?
Yes, actually I am working on my second novel, which is called The Bold and the Ugly Truth. I was still, even while I'm writing this book, even I began writing this book about 2 years ago, but while I'm writing this book, I'm still putting a lot of my promotional energy into the first book because it's the kind of book that I feel that should be heard, and I know it will reach the heights that I've dreamed of it reaching. The second book is totally different. It is about a well-known televangelist who he's wealthy, very affluent family man. He pretty much gets disillusioned with religion to where he steps down from the pulpit. He begins to question religion, and he starts speaking on sexuality, politics, government, everything that's just like been like nagging him, aggravating him mentally. He begins to become more vocal about it, and he becomes like this this rebel, this controversial rebel, unlike no other televangelist.
Wow. Okay, so that's coming soon. No timetable on when that's going to be out, 2013, 2014?
Oh, 2013, most definitely. It's going to be out within the first quarter of 2013.
Okay, definitely. Well, you know what? I want to thank you for not just coming on and promoting your book, but when I get the book, when I read it, when I post up a review, I want to make sure I send it to you and have you back on so I can actually talk to you a little bit more in depth about the book itself and the fact that, to me, I just think it's important. And I applaud people like you, and other authors that's really working hard to really just continue this grind that I feel like we need to continue to have to get people to read. I mean, as simple as that. Like, I know people read the internet. This is an internet-based show, but it's nothing more grassroots, like I said earlier, than for you to sit down and read a book. And I applaud you for putting this out there for the people, and I appreciate you taking the time. So I'm going to continue to follow your movements and looking forward to reading the book and getting your new one once it drops in the first quarter of next year. So blessings to you, Hannah. I enjoyed. I enjoyed having this time out with you, and I can't wait to have you back on and talk to you more.
Thank you. It was an honor, and thank you for having me on.
All right, blessings to you. That's the beautiful Hannah. Like I said, Ebony the Beloved is available on Amazon.com. Make sure you go ahead and pick it up. Not now, but right now, and support her. And all through the night, I'll make sure I'll attach her her social media information, Facebook, Twitter, and make sure y'all follow her and just follow the movement. And until then, make sure you pick up a book and read. And if you're gonna start doing it, start off with Hannah's book, Ebony the Beloved. Hannah, blessings to you, sweetheart.
Thank you. Good night.